Good morning. Welcome to Learn to Real Estate, and my name is Scott Buetta, and we are going to continue with some appraisal flashcards. And our first one on the board is, what is the sales comparison approach? Okay, again, these are about appraisal. Thank you for coming. Okay, formally called the market approach. The sales comparison approach is used to estimate market value by analyzing the sales price of similar properties, okay, called comparables or comps, that have sold recently. For example, the subject property is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. 2 recently sold comparables are found, okay, and then the appraiser, using those sales comparison approach, sets up the following tables. So there's a characteristic, there's a comparable 1, there's a comparable 2, and then what we have is the subject property is appraised 4. Okay, so if you look, the characteristics are the sale price, the date of the sale, usually has to stay within the close range, may be 3 months. The similar bedrooms, similar bathrooms, everything has to be somewhat similar. And then there are deductions or add-ons depending on the improvements above the comparables, or if the comparables have improvements above the subject property, so there's pluses and minuses, so to say. So that's our first card. That's a fun card. What are the 3 traditional appraisal approaches? And do we know what are the 3 traditional appraisal approaches? Always learning here. There's the sales comparison. There's the cost. And then there's the income. Okay? Using a capitalization, how much money you're making from the property. The cost to build, and then a comparison amongst other properties. Indications of the value provided by these 3 approaches are reconciled into one market value opinion by the appraiser. Indications of value provided by these 3 approaches are reconciled into one market value opinion by the appraiser. Next card. Is real estate appraised at market value based on its current use? Could be looked upon as into a future use as well. As zoning changes and all what have you. No, real estate is appraised at market value based on its highest and best use. Highest and best use in an appraisal term, meaning the legally, financially, and physically possible use that at the time of the appraisal is most likely to produce the greatest net return to the land and or building over a given period. It may be applied to real estate as a vacant or as improved. Okay. For example, Jones owned a residential property facing a busy street. The property has been rezoned as commercial. Although the current use of the property is for residence, its highest and best use would be for retail, and it would be appraised accordingly. So the zoning changed in this case for the better for that particular property. Okay. Next card we have, what is the goals of most appraisals? The fair value. The most that you can get as an owner, and also to protect the bank. The goal of most appraisers is to offer an opinion of market value. Two popular definitions of market value are, these are the two popular definitions. The theoretical highest price that a buyer willing but not compelled to buy would pay, and the lowest price that a seller willing but not compelled to sell would accept. Okay? The most probable price that a property should bring into a competitive and open market under all conditions requisite to a fair sale. The buyer and seller each acting prudently and knowledgeably, and assuming the price is not affected by undue stimulus. Implicit in this definition is the consummation of the sale as a specified date, okay, and the passing of title from seller to buyer under certain conditions. Note that these definitions, though intended for real estate, would apply to market value of anything that any appraiser, not just real estate appraiser, might be called upon to appraise. Again, valuation. What is an appraiser? What types of licenses, certification, and designations may or must an appraiser have? An appraiser is one who's qualified to provide a professional opinion on the value of property. Okay? All states offer at least 2 certifications or licenses for real estate appraisers, so you know that they have to be licensed. The certified general appraiser is awarded to someone who is qualified to appraise any real estate or real property. The certified residential appraiser is awarded to someone who is qualified to appraise residences with up to 4 units. That's an important number, 4 units, and vacant lots. Okay, so the certified residential appraiser is up to 4 units and vacant lots. All others are any real estate. Okay, let me see here. Okay, so state certification requires education, experience, and passing a written examination. Some states offer additional categories for licensing and trainees. Appraisers must observe provisions of the Uniform Standard Professional Appraiser Services, USPAP. Several appraisal organizations offer professional designations based on experience or expertise in specific areas. There's your knowledge of appraisers. So if you get a question on appraisers, you guys know what to do, right? What is a broker's opinion of value? BOV. What is a broker's opinion of value? Okay, we have a few more. Broker's opinion of value is an analysis provided by a real estate broker to assist a buyer or seller in making decisions about the listing price of real estate or a suitable bid for purchase. It is similar to a comparative market analysis, CMA. Although a fee may be charged for the analysis of BOV, or broker opinion value, may not be represented as an appraisal. Basically, BOV is an opinion from the broker, which may be performed only by a state licensed appraiser. So again, an appraiser has to be from a licensed individual, whereas a BOV is more of an opinion. Okay? For mortgage lending purposes, the lender requires an appraisal performed by an appraiser. Right? So, for example, because the Howards had recently had their house appraised to secure a home equity loan, they were content with a broker's opinion of value when they decided to list it for sale. So you can use an as an owner to decide a decision. But in regards to having it certified, you have to be a licensed, get or receive the opinion from a licensed appraiser, as would a bank want. But for your own purpose, personal purposes, you can use a broker's opinion. What is an appraisal? Current valuation. Well, we got a lot of answers here for you. Okay. The word appraisal has three meanings: a professional opinion or estimate of the value of the property, the act or process of estimating value, the report that describes the process and data used to provide the value. In most states, only a state-certified or state-licensed appraiser can appraise. Real estate, for most purposes, a broker can provide his or her opinion of value, but it is not considered an appraisal. A property owner may have an appraisal made of a specific property to determine a reasonable offering price in a sale, determine the value at death for estate tax purposes, allocate the purchase price to the land and improvements, determine the amount of hazard insurance to carry. An appraisal report is written or oral explanation of the basis for the appraised value. Okay? We are learning about valuation here. What are the conditions often required for market value? What are the conditions often required for market value? Okay, these conditions, all of which must be met, are commonly stated as follows. Buyer and seller are typically motivated. Both parties are well informed and well advised and are acting in what they consider their best interests. A reasonable time is allowed for exposure in the open market. Payment is made in terms of cash in U.S. dollars or in terms of financial arrangements comparable thereto. The price represents the normal consideration for the property, sold unaffected by special or creative financing or sales concessions granted by anyone associated with the sale. All right, folks, we had a little fun there with appraisal. I hope you learned something. We're going to get this video published so you can share it and help the algorithm. And take a break, get some exercise, come back in about 20-25 minutes and continue your studies. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you.